What is up, my butter biscuits? So in today's video, we're going to be talking about Morphe, y'all. A lot of people are wondering what's going on with Morphe right now. Are they going to drop James Charles? And this one, I really wanted to get your guys' thoughts and opinions about. As you guys know, I do refrain from speaking about the whole entire James Charles situation because it obviously is dealing with very serious criminal allegations. And like I said before, time and time again, this is something that I'm just not comfortable talking about. You guys know I'm comfortable talking about topics like this, having to deal with Morphe. The whole internet right now is saying, what's up with Morphe? Are they going to drop James? Actually, this was just on the Frenemies podcast, and Trisha Paytas even came out and said that Morphe is trash. I will play a small clip within this video, but I do want to talk about several things going on with Morphe because I do think this is a little bit strange of them. You know what I'm saying? Like, obviously, they dropped Laura Lee before. They dropped Jeffree Star, Shane Dawson, and those were things that were obviously just words. You know what I'm saying? Like, they made bad jokes. They made bad statements online. You know what I'm saying? I do know when it comes to Jeffree, there is some other type of allegations, but I do have to be honest. I still haven't seen anybody like come forward about any like serious criminal allegations like they have been doing with James Charles. And this is the thing that I'm like, wait, so they're willing to drop Shane and Jeffree, but they're not doing the same with James? That to me is just a trip. And I think that that means that they really rely on James, that he is their cash cow, as they call it. And this one has me tripped out because I'm like, what? They're really going to hold on to this? Because y'all, I will be reading some comments on some of their recent posts and people are just like not having it because why do they keep promoting his products? Why do they keep promoting his code? His code still does work. And this one I'm just very, very intrigued about. Like, are they going to do anything about this? We'll go ahead and get into the rumors and stuff like that as to why they won't be dropping him. But obviously you guys can let me know your thoughts and opinions on this because this one, I feel like it's all speculation. This whole entire video is speculation. There's really nothing coming out of Morphe's mouth. I do think that it is definitely weird, though, because obviously they did drop Jeffree. It's almost been 1 year now. I believe it will be in July that they dropped him. And I was kind of tripped out about that because I definitely thought that he did bring in a whole lot of money. However, it seems like they're trying their hardest to hold on to James because they may be in cahoots with his future makeup line. And there's like this rumor out there, actually, that Morphe has like hundreds of thousands of James Charles cosmetics, whether it be like Sisters Cosmetics, I don't know exactly what the name is going to be, but actually sitting in their warehouse ready to sell, and they are holding on because they're like, you know what are we going to do with all this product? I don't know. Like I said, that's just another speculation that's going out there, but you guys can let me know what you guys think about that. Anyways, y'all, if you guys are new here and you guys are interested in hearing about this topic, of course, go ahead and keep on watching. If y'all are new, I just said that. If y'all are new here, make sure you guys hit the subscribe button. Make sure you guys give this video a big thumbs up. I would really appreciate that. And let's go ahead and get into it. All right, y'all. Before we get into the Trisha Paytas comments, I will play a small clip of that in just a couple minutes. I do want to go ahead and read some tweets from Kevin James Bennett. So just in case you guys don't know who he is, he's actually in the makeup industry. He's been in the makeup industry for a long period of time. I actually commented about him before on my channel. And he's been in the industry for a long time and he has some very, very good opinions. However, sometimes I do feel like he is a little bit too harsh and sometimes I do feel like he's a little bit too much. Y'all know I've actually said this before. It was like a year ago where I actually read some of his tweets and I was like, you know what? He's not a very nice guy. And the reason why I say that is because he was actually talking trash on me in, I believe it was like some Facebook group or whatever. And I was just like, okay, like he was literally just coming for me and doing my makeup inspired by snacks. And I was just kind of like, okay, you can have your opinions and think it's dumb all you want, but like, y'all, he went on like a rant about it. And I was like, oh, ever since then I was like, he a little rude, but I do want to say, hey, nonetheless, everyone is entitled to their opinions, and I do feel like he was a little bit extra, but he's fully entitled to his opinions, and I do feel like, honestly, I see some of his tweets sometimes, and I do feel like, for the most part, he does have good things to say, and I do agree with a lot of things that he says, but like I said, he is a little bit too harsh sometimes, but y'all know me, I'm just a big old softie, so maybe that's why I say that. Anyways, y'all, this is what he had to say over on Twitter, because I really am curious to know what people are saying on Twitter, and especially being that he is in the makeup industry for a long period of time. So this is what he says. It's pretty obviously why at Morphe Brushes, or should I say at Forma Brands, are protecting their cash cow, James Charles. Just in case you guys didn't know about Forma Brands, they actually own a bunch of brands within Morphe. So say, for example, a lot of people say that Jacqueline is owned by Forma, the whole Sisters Cosmetics, which should be coming out. I believe it's called Sisters Cosmetics. That was just like a rumor going around the internet that they actually own James Charles brand as well too, or a large portion of it. So that's what he means by tagging at Forma Brands. They must have a lot of money invested in his new brand. Why else would they drop other major influencers so easily but be silent about an admitted SP? Y'all know I can't say those words, obviously. because YouTube will demonetize this video or even demonetize my channel. So SP, I'm sure you guys know what it stands for by now. But see, this is where I do agree with him. How can they go and drop people so fast like they did with Laura Lee and, you know, Jeffree Star and James Charles? They haven't dropped him yet. Shane Dawson, I meant to say, sorry for that. But like, I know a lot of people are going to argue the fact with Jeffree Star, a lot of people have been saying for a long period of time, drop Jeffree, drop Jeffree. However, you know, eventually they did it. You know what I'm saying? When it came down to Laura Lee, I do feel like they dropped her super, super fast. Like, yeah, she did make some offensive tweets back in the day, which are obviously, I feel like a lot of people call them like bad jokes. You know what I mean? However, at the end of the day, I do feel like actions mean more than words. That's just me. I do know a lot of people this day and age are very, very hurt and very offended and very sensitive by words, you know, but I'm speaking from me and my opinion. I do feel like the things that James Charles actually physically did are way worse than a bad joke. And I do feel like, don't you think it's kind of a trip that Morphe dropped Jeffree, dropped Laura, Shane Dawson over bad jokes or offensive tweets, compared to James Charles actually physically doing things that are 100% illegal? Like, bad jokes are not illegal. Yes, they're just frowned upon, and, you know, obviously they are very insensitive, and a lot of people do get sensitive about them. However, at the end of the day, it's a bad joke. You know what I mean? As to where what James did is an actual crime. So this is where I agree with him. It's kind of like, wow, you dropped, you know, so many other people so fast, but what about James, who actually came forward and admitted to what he did? Like, it's such a trip to me. And I do think that they have invested millions of dollars into his brand, and I think that they are scared, obviously, to miss out on that investment. And also, too, to my understanding, y'all can correct me if I'm wrong, but I do think that he is actually the biggest influencer who supports Morphe and obviously pushes his code in like every single video. It's down in his description box, or he always posts it up on the screen. You know what I'm saying? So I do think that they're so scared to lose out on James. But at the end of the day, I do feel like, you know, being a morally correct brand would mean more. But obviously, I know money makes the world go round, and people just, y'all know when it comes to money, they're not going to, you know, miss out on that. But anyways, he continues on. We suspect that the silence of @former brands regarding the, oh, I almost said the P word, y'all know the P word, behavior of @James Charles towards minors is because of their investment in his cosmetic brand. But @Morphe brushes and Forma avoiding the topic make it appear as if they support the illegal behavior. And that's the thing. Obviously, everyone's wondering right now, like, okay, so you condone this? Like, are you guys fine with this? Because can you guys imagine if this came out from any other job? Like, picture you working at Walmart. If these rumors came out, Walmart's going to fire you. You know what I mean? Maybe Walmart was a bad example, but that's just the first thing that came to my mind. But y'all know what I'm trying to say, okay? Anyways, he continues on, actually. He actually quote tweeted this Business Insider article because Insider ended up doing an article about this. And I was like, wow, this is actually a big deal that Morphe is just staying silent. So many people want to know what is going on with Morphe and what are they going to do. So I actually posted the link to the article, which I definitely do encourage you guys to read the full thing. I will be reading some bullet points from it for context for you guys. However, I won't be going into the full article. But if you guys are interested, go ahead and go over to businessinsider.com to check it out. So this is what he says. The deafening silence of @Morphe brushes over the @James Charles S-word scandal finally caught the attention of @Business Insider. Isn't it time for @former brands to phase out the constantly problematic Morphe influencer and rethink their business model? And this is where I say I do agree with him on some things, you know what I mean? And I feel like he has very valid points. And to me, it's just such a trip. Like, I'm going to keep on saying, and I know people are going to twist what I'm saying because everybody likes to twist everyone's words, but I'm saying it very clearly. I am not defending or condoning the bad jokes that Shane has made and Jeffree has made and Laura Lee, but it's just kind of crazy that they dropped them, but they're not doing that to James. It's just kind of like, okay, so now we see what's really up. You know what I mean? I just feel like, I don't know. This is what I say about humans sometimes. I just get so like baffled because I understand you need money. And obviously as a company, they probably rely on James to make millions of dollars. And they probably invested millions of dollars into his brand. But like at the end of the day, don't you want to be like a good person, a good company? Like, you know what I mean? I don't know. That's just my opinion, though. But I'm just the type of person that I'm not going to sell my soul to the devil for $1. That's just not me. Anyways, I want to go ahead and read some of the bullet points right here from the businessinsider.com article, because obviously this is making news headlines now, being that it is such a big deal that Morphe continues to support James. So this is what the first thing says. James Charles recently addressed accusations that he had flirtatious conversations with minors on Snapchat, which, by the way, at the time that I'm filming this, more and more people have came forward. I believe that it's up to actually 15 people right now. And a lot of people are coming through with receipts about it. So it's just kind of like, okay, like what's going on here, you know? Anyway, so they the next bullet point said he apologized for being reckless and said he was unaware that they were underage when the interactions began. This is the one thing that I'm gonna talk, like, give a comment about this whole entire topic, because y'all know I haven't covered it at all. Everyone asked me my opinion of it, me being obviously a very opinionated person and making commentary videos. My one comment about this is I could totally understand if this happened one time, and I do think that the internet can actually eventually look past it if it was one time, because let's keep it 100% real. A lot of people do lie about their age out there. So I definitely do think that he could have, like, you know, had this happen to him. I do think that somebody could have lied to him. Obviously, I could see that it probably happened, right? However, it's happened so many times and he still does not learn from this. It's kind of like, okay, you're making this choice now. Like, you are actively doing this on purpose. Like, you should have learned from the very first one, especially given his, you know, platform and being who he is. Like, you should really learn now to obviously ask people for IDs if they look that young, you know? And I do feel like obviously things do get a little bit tricky. Some people look older for their age. Some people look young for their age. You know what I mean? I just feel like he should have been checking. So that's why I'm kind of like, I could understand if it happened once, but being that it's like up to 15 times now, it's like, this is clearly a choice. But anyways, that's just my little 2 cents on it. I really don't want to go into too far details of that. I want to focus I want to focus on the Morphe situation. Anyway, so this is what the next bullet point says. Makeup brand Morphe is being criticized for not speaking out against Charles and continuing to promote his products. And this is actually what they got roasted for. I'm going to go ahead and read some of the comments here, and I feel so bad for this guy. At First Fantasy, he made this bomb makeup look. I think he looks beautiful. I think his makeup looks beautiful. Y'all, this poor guy. Picture this, you guys. If you guys are trying to grow on social media, I know that struggle. I know how hard it was, especially being a guy in beauty. I know now it's obviously very, like, easy to grow as a guy. However, back in the day, it was very, very difficult. That's why I say I always, like, feel for guys trying to grow. This poor guy probably thought that, you know what? Oh my gosh, like, what an accomplishment. I made it to Morphe's page, and that's such a cool thing. However, Morphe made the mistake of actually posting on there with the caption, hashtag Morphe babe, use hashtag Morphe times James Charles palette. And the comments just went crazy, not obviously focusing on him at all, but about James Charles. And this is where I say, like, I feel really bad for him because he created a bomb makeup look. However, I guess it was just bad timing, you know, because these are the comments underneath that post, not y'all editing the caption. Because a lot of people are calling it out. They're like, okay, Morphe, you know what's up. You can't sit here and act like you don't see what's going on, because you obviously made these hashtags and then you deleted them as soon as you guys started getting roasted in the comments. So you know what's up. You know what's going on. How are you guys staying silent on it? So anyways, y'all rocking with P words question mark. I always feel like, oh my gosh, I gotta be so edited on that because I'm so scared about my channel. That's why I don't even talk about these type of topics, because I'm like, it's just too dark, you know, because obviously it's, you know, criminal allegations. So another comment right here, a nice edited caption. By the way, these have 972 likes, 515 likes, 377 likes. Obviously, people are, you know, aware of what's going on. Not y'all editing the captions. Won't be buying any products from a company that supports P words. Yikes. Never buying from y'all again. Like, it just goes on and on and on. I feel really bad for the guy. I'm just like, oh my gosh, this poor guy, you know, he probably felt so accomplished. Like, oh my God, Morphe posted my look, and then the comments are just all about James, obviously, because they had to go and put hashtag Morphe times James, which, I just don't understand how they can continue to promote his products after what has gone on. Don't you think that you guys would already know what's up, especially as part of the PR team? Like, whoever's in charge of the PR here is kind of like, y'all, come on. Anyways, I want to go ahead and play a small clip for you guys of Trisha Paytas actually speaking out about Morphe, because I actually thought this was funny that she's even getting in on it. And she's saying that Morphe actually broke her out and stuff like that before. I do want to say this, though, and I said it time and time again, like, look, Morphe is not the best brand out there as far as when it comes towards, you know, quality. They're obviously very cheap. I've said this time and time again. However, I've never had any issues with Morphe when it comes to, like, breaking out or any irritations or anything like that. Obviously, I have not purchased from the brand in over 2 years, literally. But, you know, that's just what she had to say about it. Let me go ahead and play the clip, because I'm sitting over here like, sometimes, you know, I feel like people blow things out of proportion. Let me just keep it real with you guys. You guys know I said this time and time again. I do believe a lot of people get on a, like, hate train and then say, this gave me this irritation, and this gave me this rash, and this blah, blah, you know what I'm saying? And I kind of feel like, y'all know I love Trisha. Yeah, I really do. But I kind of feel like sometimes, you know, she just over dramatizes things. But that's just my personal opinion. But anyways, go ahead and check out this clip right here.
Morphe's trash cosmetics. They support trash people. Okay. And your product sucks. It's overpriced and it caused me to break out. Morphe, you suck. Keep supporting Jeffree Star, James Charles, and all these other.
Well, Morphe is still promoting James products.
So as y'all can see from right there, even Trisha is like, what is going on with Morphe? This leaves me wondering, what do you guys think about everything? Are you guys kind of feeling like, you know what, I'm no longer going to support Morphe unless they drop James? There's also this other argument online that people are saying, oh my gosh, isn't the internet tired of canceling everyone online? If you cancel everyone, who else does a brand have to support? Because everyone has skeletons in their closet. I keep seeing this being brought up a lot. And I'm kind of like, y'all, there are so many great people within this makeup industry out there that obviously can be supported. But obviously James Charles, being that he has like over 20 million subscribers on like every single platform, it's kind of like he outshines everyone else. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, y'all, when are these smaller creators going to get the collaborations? When are the smaller influencers going to get the recognition? This is where I say, like, people always talk about like, oh, if you cancel everybody, then you won't have anybody else to cancel. It's like, why don't these bigger brands give these smaller influencers chances? I just don't get it, because I really do feel that these smaller influencers are literally the backbone of the whole entire makeup community, and people just don't realize that. And I totally understand too. Me as a commentary channel, obviously I do focus on the big names because I do talk about what's going on in the makeup world. But y'all know at the end of the day, I still have always and will always support these smaller influencers. I know that struggle. I know how hard it is to grow on social media, especially being that this is actually one of the most sought after jobs literally in 2021. So I know that the competition is very real, but I just wish that these brands would actually reach out to these smaller influencers and do collaborations with them, because obviously they are the ones who are carrying this whole makeup community. And I think that obviously things like what's happening with James is just, in my personal opinion, I feel like it's just ridiculous for a brand to be supporting him right now, you know? And I understand they may have multi-millions invested in him, but I think at this time, like, just eat the cost. I think Morphe is like almost $1 billion brand, if not past $1 billion brand at this point. And I think that they can eat the cost to obviously do what's correct in this time. Because if they continuously promote his stuff and promote him and then obviously invest within his brand, then that just shows that they're condoning his behavior. And I think that that is wrong. But I don't know. Y'all let me know your guys' thoughts and opinions on everything. I do want to know what you guys think as far as James Charles. Do you guys think that there's a future for him? Do you guys think that he's going to get past this? Because obviously, like, I feel like if you guys have not seen, his likes to dislikes ratio is kind of crazy to me. I'm like, whoa, that just lets me know that he does have a lot of young followers who just are kind of naive and they don't really know what's up, you know? And I do want to know what you guys think for Morphe. Are you guys going to continue supporting Morphe? Do you guys feel like Morphe can do better, be better? Like, what do you guys feel about the brand as a whole? You already know my thoughts and opinions on Morphe, but at the end of the day, like I have said time and time again, I never want to see a brand fail, because I do know if a brand fails, that is ruining a lot of people's lives. You know what I'm saying? As far as like jobs and livelihoods and stuff like that. So I would never want to see the downfall of a brand, knowing that they probably provide thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of people's jobs. You know what I mean? So I never want to see that, but I do wish that they would be better. So that way people like me wouldn't get on here and be like, what's up with you, Morphe? You know what I mean? Anyways, y'all, let me know your thoughts and opinions on everything, and I'll catch you guys in my next video. Peace out, Girl Scout.